Колеги, ми продовжимо роботу.
We continue working day in our Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. The topic of press conference is help the Ukrainian children, activities of Spanish charitable organization, assistance to the children of Ukraine. I give the floor to Eduardo Puente Güetas, president of NGO Asistencia, infancia, and together with the interpreter who is going to provide the consecutive translation from Spain into Russian. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the invitation extended to me to come here. We would like to tell today in more details what our association does. The association was founded 20 years ago in order to provide support to those children who actually became victims to the Chernobyl disaster. And back in 1996, our association made an announcement the world over that they were providing assistance to children, and specifically what was related, specifically a decade after the Chernobyl disaster. This year, only for the first time ever, only 4 kids went to Spain, and now they reside in the Aragón region of Spain. Since 1997, the association extended an invitation to children to come to the Aragón province. Ukrainian kids spend their winter and summer vacations living in the families of the Aragón province. Our association doesn't have anything to do with politics or religion. The association is guided only by love for children. Spain families actually cover the expenditures associated with the travel expenses and the stay of the children in the country. Almost 4,000 children already found the families who help them. When Ukrainian children do come to Spain, they live in a Spanish family as if a member of that family. If a kid or a child suffers some disease or there are some problems with his or her health, they can give, the Spanish government can give the agreement for those kids to visit Spain only with the permission of their parents or doctors. We are talking about the children in the bracket of age from 7 to 17 in summer and winter period of time. And since they spend a lot of time within the families, those families treat those children as their own kids. And there are a lot of children who need this kind of support, and that scarce information which regarding what the association can provide for. There's only scarce information we have. They can provide many different things. The associations signs an agreement with the Kiev administration regarding those programs. And also the association selects the families which would like to cooperate with this association. Depending upon a number of the families in Spain which would like to cooperate with this association, the association select the number of specific children. This year, starting June 13 till August 28, 100 children will go to Spain. For the last few years, they've been helping not only to children but to the orphanages as well. They take care of the repair in their bedrooms, in the kitchens. And now, cooperation with the orphanages has been suspended temporarily, and they pay more attention to the families, not the orphanages. The members of the association on a regular basis go to Ukraine in order to get acquainted with the families, with the children, just to see the house they live in, on the houses, and only after this they make the decision. They help on those children who really need some support or love or happy childhood, you know. Today, now we are going to demonstrate you a short video for you to better understand how the association works. This video in two languages, in Spanish and Ukrainian. Actually, you can derive more information from this video, and following this demonstration, we are going to answer your questions, if any. So now you're going to watch this video, and then we'll see what happens. In Spain, Zaragoza, a minute ago, the aircraft carrying 150 children from Ukraine landed. For the majority of them, this is already something they're accustomed to. I mean, the trip to Spain, owing to the public or the NGO, which made it possible for their dreams to come true. Spain consists of 9 autonomous districts. One of them is Aragon, known for the medieval monuments, very unique nature, the very hot cuisine, and the other very well-known places of interest. It is in Aragon by the people who are indifferent to somebody else's grief. They found the association support to children. Every child has to have parents. Today we already we developed some of the programs, and we actually try to take care of something similar to Europeans centers like the one in Aragon. More and more people join us and take children as members of their families. I mean, their support to childhood. This is a translation of the name of this association from the Spanish language. So we try to do everything in order to meet the requirements of the higher elevated goal. And they founded this association a decade after the Chernobyl disaster. They have a lot of different programs target-oriented to children. The health of who, after this kind of disaster, required a lot of attention. In 1996, we invited many children to Spain. We had a lot of the supporters of this idea. And the Spanish people wanted to do a lot to somebody else. And this is the way we founded this organization, Aragon, which actually made the foundation for our deep-going cooperation and the ties between Ukraine and Spain. Ukraine and Spain. Over the 13 years of existence of this association, a lot of transformations have taken place in the life of those both two countries, domestic and the external relations, but this did not impact the traditions which they already established and further developed. We are talking about different bodies and organizations involved in both sides. We are very happy to receive those children here. We hope that we'll be able to make their life happier, and they are going to enrich us spiritually. In our return, we'd like to thank you because indeed we give something to those children, but they too in their return give us a lot. And thank you very much to you for helping us to bring those children here. Also, our own children learn how to share what they have, and that's why they are not being they grow not the egocentric persons, not selfish persons. And actually, they present the children with their human warmth, which none of the politicians can do. Thank you for finding an opportunity to get here together. I know that it was not an easy task to do. Children would like to play and have some entertainment. I would like to thank our Ukrainian in the person Maxim Virta and his colleagues who are present here, on to who the work of our association. More than that, the relations between our countries will become more understandable. It's hard to believe that the families which founded this association in finding Spain the like-minded, more and more like-minded people do not get any preferences or benefits, not a single copec of their support. In each family where the Ukrainian children are going to reside during the summer, they are persuaded that whatever they do that with an open heart, sincerely being happy about everybody, all the children who they already used to regard as their own kids. Are you fluent in Spanish already? Well, more or less. With each coming day, I know I speak Spanish better and better. You know, last year when I was here for the first time, I started to understand a bit of Spanish in 5 days, and they needed about 10 days. You know, this language, that was not a kind of the obstacle. It was the chance to find new friends and communicate with those people who are prepared to sacrifice anything for those children to feel inspired at home. For Tina Polymyanova 6 years ago, the dream about finding a new family was kind of something fantastic. She lost her parents in Ukraine, and she found new parents. She's a student, one of the students in university back in Kiev, but every summer she works as an interpreter, helping every child to feel all the children feel themselves at home here. In our family, we have our own 2 daughters of our own, and Irina became our 3rd daughter, so to say. I believe it was a correct decision to send her to school, local school, where she could study Spanish and Spanish language. Next year, she went to a camp. We were absolutely we knew that everything would be good because one of our daughters was working there. During several years when I was going to Spain, the Spanish people, they support me. They called me almost every week on Sundays, let's say, and I correspond with one of my foster sisters, and I could even hear that they were a bit crying when talking to me. To me, the Spanish family is my second family. Since I do not have any longer my parents, they actually became my foster parents, and I'm really happy that I was given a chance to live again in the family environment and to see how it's being done, you know, and to feel myself again a child of a real family. For us, it was a challenge, you know, a kind of trial. A child was coming from another country with a different climate. We knew she would find it difficult to live in Spain because we have a different style and different tempo of life. We actually learned something from Irina, and she learned something from us, and we are happy that she made such a big progress. But we always treated her as our own 2 daughters. She's a very nice child, and she's a real signorina now. This family has been cooperating with the association for 3 years now. As soon as they decided to invite Natalia to their family, they went to Kiev and they saw with their own eyes how the association works, what the Ukrainians do in order to resolve the social problems, and based upon the specific order issued by the President of Ukraine. In 2007, we invited Natalia. For 2 years, she's been coming to us twice a year. We're absolutely satisfied, and we're happy to have her. And she learned how to swim or ride a bicycle. I would like to hope that her impressions of our country are the same sincere and good. We also invited her sister Elena. She used to come here to Zaragoza, but but she was part of a different family. We are happy that in our country nothing separates two sisters, and they are going to spend the whole summer together. Natalia didn't have any problem with linguistic problem. We did not learn Ukraine. We started to learn Russian, but Natalia was very quick at learning Spanish, and our own kids were instrumental in helping her to learn how to speak Spanish. And one of them went to school, and I believe that it would be possible for both sisters to attend schools in order to feel comfortable in Zaragoza. I believe that our relations will be wonderful. We could see that Natalia missed her sister, and I hope that we are going to spend this summer in peace and accord. And this summer, the girls didn't communicate, and only communicate, but also had given chance to communicate with other people as well, which is absolutely required in the modern world. And by parts of the relative families who invite Ukrainian children. We collected enough information about the situation. We are really happy that we actually made acquaintance with those girls, that we have an opportunity to invite them. Everything started with the day when the representatives of association were in that country and showed us its beauties and perhaps of the attractiveness of the country. We could see the good hearts of our girls. We are happy to have those twin sisters. We have very good relations with the Ukrainian parents. For 3 times we visited Ukraine ourselves. Unfortunately, this year we hardly stand the chance to go again there, but what I can say again, we are happy. No, it's not difficult. In addition to children, I have another granddaughter brought to us this summer, so we never separate our own children from them. It's something we cannot do. They both to me are my sisters. This is my husband, and for our younger daughter, they are like her own sisters. Do you love your sisters? A lot. And this is the 25th invitation extended to Ukrainian children over the last 13 years, but we are not sitting on our hands. We try to further perfect and expand our programs. The children not only play or have some entertainment, they study our language, our culture, our cuisine. They actually are offered a lot of the guided tours, and usually the association invites up to 200 children from Ukraine. This time, only 150 Ukrainian children came here. Spain is living also through the global crisis. And again, as you can understand, the Spanish families cover all the expenses associated with the Ukrainian children, and it's rather difficult to do that now. But still, there are quite a few families who, despite the difficulties, agreed to give the shelter to Ukrainian children. The Association Support to Children is a very serious and responsible organization which is a guarantor of safety, security, moral, and psychological comfort of the invited children. This year, being impressed by the quality of the Ukrainian-Spanish relations in this sphere, between their parents, the president of their prominent section extended his speech of greetings. When the Soviet Union received after before the World War II Spanish children, what was the result of the war, we had civil war. But now we provide the same to Ukrainian children, and they always happy. The families, Spanish happily do with with open heart, very sincerely and cordially. Over this period of time, a lot of children who came here and their number increased drastically. Unfortunately, children who become of age, they cannot come here again within this project, but they never forget about us. They sometimes come to us accompanying the younger children, bringing them here. This is another step in our relations. We are talking about the groups of families guided only by their love for children, try to help Ukraine, specifically to those who badly need this support, so that our and yours children, after could have a chance to know more about a different country, enjoy our climate, and we always use this term "our children." When we invite those children, we want them feel at home here. When we come for second, third time, this wish to invite the children to spend their vacations here, you feel already like you're inviting your own child to come again and again. So we have wonderful relations, and that's why we always say those children are really lucky. They have two families. They have their own beautiful country, Ukraine, but also they have Spain, where they're always awaited. And of course, the memories of civil war in Spain will be always on our mind. But and I once again repeat that you form a sub provided the opportunity to your Spanish children to come in those years to feel themselves at home in their own country. That's why the children feel happy. Thank you, colleagues. I would like to ask our esteemed guests to come back to the mic. So a few questions and clarification. I can see we have a few. So please introduce yourself and pose your question. The question was whether the association is going to help children who actually suffered as a result of the ATO operation, anti-terrorist operation. Yes, the association already for a year now has been helping such children. Christian Chimakin, Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. I have the following question. I know they start your activities at the organization providing the opportunity for the children who suffered from Chernobyl disaster to improve their health, but they already are adult persons. I understand that you're going to help those children who are suffered this kind of conflict. Do you plan to provide assistance to some other categories of children, maybe from different regions of Ukraine? And how do you select the children? Children from big cities or from the countryside, villages, etc., rural areas? Our association cooperates mostly with the families in the orphanages from the Kiev region, not from the city of Kiev, but from the Kiev region. And this year, 10 kids actually were included in this list. depending upon how many families would like to receive those children. The association approaches the administration, and the administration actually provides or names the families and recommends who we can approach. For example, if the association needs 10 children, they can, let's say, communicate or get acquainted with 20 or 25 potential families, and they would select those families who need mostly this assistance. This is very difficult to select between the children, to make our choice. But this is this is the way the life is. And actually, we provide assistance to those children who badly need this kind of assistance. Thank you. I have a couple of questions more. Well, I heard that some of the children go repeatedly to Spain for several years in a row, or some only once. How you determine who is going to come again and who will not go again? And another question: do they have to go through some kind of preparatory or training, maybe linguistic or psychological? Because we're talking about little children who go to a different country. If they do not speak the local language, it could be stressful to them. Speaking about the special training and preparation, we do not stand this kind of opportunity to provide a very good top-level training because children reside in different cities, different localities, and there is no physical opportunity to do that. Besides, the administration does not allow us to get care of this kind of training, but the association at least tries to explain to the children what's going on and what is going to happen, what kind of country Spain is, and what the association does. Children who go to Spain from different families, they have different age, and we have to understand that those are what we call problematic children. And after the first year of their trips to Spain, some of the problems can emerge if you are talking about their adaptation to their life in a specific family. But if children and the Spanish parents cannot find common grounds, the child or the children are given the second chance. We have to understand that those children are coming from the not very good families, and they are always given the second chance. Everything depends on to which extent the specific child can be adapted or adjust himself or herself. So we do everything to make it happen. So the last question, we are going to crown it all. TV channel, the Healthy Ukraine. So can you tell me, is there any support from the given by the Ukrainian diaspora, or all the burden is borne by the shoulders, let's say, of the Spanish public organizations or NGOs? I know that there are a lot of Ukrainians reside in Spain. And the second question, when selecting the children, I understand you rely on the opinion of the experts from the Kiev administration, right? Maybe they do not know too well those children who live outside of the city. We have a lot of different public organizations who know a lot more about the orphanages and the children from the orphanages who badly need this kind of rehabilitation. Maybe you should consult those experts as well. For the association, the administration only issues some permission or permit to have access to the families or orphanages, and this Kiev administration is not any kind of the factor for the selection of the specific children. The association also cooperates with the regional psychologists, and it is this association who actually makes this choice, its own choice. They with their employees go visit the families, and they see with their own eyes who is who. Our association never, let's say, approaches the orphanages, this or another orphanage, without the recommendation of the regional psychologist. Thank you very much for the briefing, and may I wish you all the success and all the best in your endeavors. We'll be happy to see you here in our UCMC. This brings us to the end of our press conference. Thanks a lot. One more thing which we would like to add, that this organization actually consists of volunteers, and our association is not a for-profit organization. Thank you.
Колеги, на цьому робочий день